Hey everyone, how's it going out there? It's Casquillo. We're going live. Hopefully, there's some people that can join pretty soon. So, yeah, man. What's going on, everyone? So, I wanted to talk about a little bit about Rafael Caro Quintero because the guy, he's back in the news. So, why is he back in the news? What is it that he's doing? And I mean, the Americans are taking notice, you know? And so yeah, um, so we're talking about him and his whole, his history and his life. Some of it is pretty interesting. I mean, I think everybody knows that he was involved in the Camarena murder. But the thing about that is that people forget that the U.S. government was involved. You know, no, there's no beef with Shadow. I support his channel, what he's doing, and he seems like a good guy, good person. How's the ammo shortage affecting the cartels? From what I've heard, there's somewhat of a shortage. I mean, it hasn't affected the cartels, at least not yet, because the bigger groups they have stockpiles. They have stockpiles of weapons and ammo and you know. So I think they'll be fine. But for smaller buyers, they're gonna feel it. So I see Chapitos and Mayo calling a truce. Yeah, yeah, I could see that happening. Definitely. Um, you see, Mayo will do what he thinks is the best thing for him and his and for the business, for his business. Now, at some point, Mayo he wasn't like this. In the early stages, he would have taken some the relationship that he had with someone into account, and maybe if it didn't make it money, it didn't matter. But that was someone close to him. Nowadays, I feel like he's feeling the pressure to live in peace and to just live out the rest of his life in freedom. So even though Chapitos have killed some of his people, Mayo, if he sees a an opportunity to calm the waters and keep the business open, keep it going, then he'll do it. What's the first song in the Cholito video? I forget. I forget exactly what song it was, but uh, I think I'm gonna put the song list, the soundtrack list, and the videos so that if you're interested in that, you can check it out. Oh, the video of the guy eating the heart. Yeah, I saw. God. Yeah, I saw that. Um, it's crazy. I mean, look, CJNG is. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but it's gone from the point of before they used to do videos like every other cartel to intimidate and to just let people know not to mess with them. But I feel like they're past that. They are challenging the state more or less directly. Now, is this an actual like insurgency? I don't, no, it's not. It's just, these guys are drug traffickers at the end of the day. I do have my own theory that the political clique that is allied with CJNG at the federal level use CJNG as sort of a proxy force to put pressure on the president or to put pressure on other members of the government. Okay, and people forget when cartels go to war, they don't just, it's not just gunmen that are going to war. It's not just the traffickers, the actual people that traffic coke and heroin and meth and everything. It's a war between different government groups, different cliques within the federal government. Yeah. Wars have begun because someone in the government who's getting their pay cut, who's getting their cut of that drug money, he gets into some kind of war with someone else who's also getting their cut of the drug money. Alright, so, that's what happens. Oh, Rafa, how did he go back in? I mean, basically what happened is that when Rafa got out, he had a meeting with Chapo and Mayo. And at this meeting, supposedly, Rafa more or less made let Chapo and Mayo know that he wasn't out to start any wars or to step on anyone's toes. He told them that he was just trying to get some a bit of what he had in the past. Because remember, after he killed Kiki Camarena, the government took a lot of his properties and a lot of his family's properties. So he lost quite a bit of money. He kept most of it. Rafa kept most of it. He kept most of his money, but he did take a lot of losses. Now, once he's out in the world, he wants to get back in because his family. First of all, it's not just Caro Quintero that's moving a lot of weight out there. His family is a huge family, a huge trafficking family. They're really deep. The Quinteros are really deep in Sonora and, well, not Sonora so much, but in Sinaloa and Sonora. But in Sonora, it's more for like work. Sinaloa is where they hang back and they live. But yeah, that's basically how it happened. He wanted to get back in. They said, "All right, you can get back in. It's no problem." But but once Chapo got taken down, and Miles' kids starting to fall, then Rafa took his chance, and he said, you know, screw it, screw the old arrangements. I'm going for mine, and I'm taking what I left. You know, and I'm pretty sure he was resentful towards Chapo because remember, Chapo worked for Rafa back in the day. You know, Chapo worked for Rafa. He used to manage. Chapo used to manage one of Rafa's marijuana farms in Chihuahua. You know the famous Buffalo Ranch raid where they took down like $2 billion worth of pot at Rafa's farm. Well, Chapo was the manager of one of the satellite farms, one of the smaller farms that was nearby. So he used to work for Rafa back in the day. But Rafa is kind of like, you know, he kind of resents that. He kind of resented that he had to go back to Chapo, someone that used to work for him. And the thing is, he apparently he doesn't really get along with the all those chapitos. He doesn't. I mean, it makes sense, you know. So there's that. When is the Rafa video dropping? It's gonna come out soon. Uh, it's gonna come out soon. I was supposed to come out probably like 2 weeks ago, but I had, like I explained earlier, I had to do some changes. I had to do certain things that, you know, just call for my attention. So I had to get that done first, and then, you know, we're gonna get back into it. I'm gonna get back into it, and I got a lot more stories that have been told, you know, only to a few people. Am I getting death threats? Yeah, I've gotten a couple of death threats, but you know that's I figured that would come with the territory. You know that comes with the territory when you talk about these things. Sometimes certain people don't like what you're saying, but you know, yeah, I figured that it's important information, and the people that are interested in this and maybe have family members down there, uh, or travel there, you know, they have an interest in this, and you know, why not? If I have the info and I want to share it, then I'm going to share it. It's important, and I feel like the most of the media kind of glosses over some of the details. Yeah, I'm glad to see you guys too. I took a short break. I had to, you know, let's just say I had to make some changes, and you know, here we are. But we're gonna keep going strong. Yeah, Juarez Cartel. Well, maybe not Juarez Cartel, but I'm definitely gonna do one on Amado Carrillo. One of his kids was recently murdered. And the story goes that his kid was killed because the guy was a scumbag, apparently. He was an extortionist, and he apparently was accused of rape. And he was just taken out, you know. Sometimes even if your dad is the biggest whatever back in the day, it doesn't mean shit. You know, you piss off the wrong people and you're gonna get taken care of. So oh, nice. We got someone from Colombia, Medellin, Colombia. What's up, man? Why did the CJNG member eat the heart out of someone? Because he's a sick fuck, and You know, these people, they're just out to terrorize. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, all these cartels, they're breaking the law. They do what they do. I'm not rooting for anyone, but CJNG is just on some other shit right now. And you know, whether they get a massive government response or some other cartel comes in to wreak havoc on them, you know, this is the type of environment that they help create. So that's why when CJNG Sicario is captured by the other side, you know, it's curtains for them. They're lucky if they get a bullet in the head. If not, they get the chainsaw or they get the blowtorch, nails pulled out. It's common. Why does everybody think El Chapo was no one and worked for it, Mayo? Well, Mayo is a big proponent of the whole theory that Chapo was the, you know, the main guy or whatever, because it helps him, it helps his sons. But then along that same thread, you know, people turn that into something else, and they claim that Chapo was working for Mayo and he really wasn't moving that much weight, which is nonsense. Nah, Chapo was, don't get me wrong, he was, maybe sometimes they blow his influence out of proportion sometimes, but definitely a key player in the drug traffic of Mexico. Am I going to make a video on Alaska? Yeah, I am. Definitely am. This guy was, I mean, CJNG can trace his tactics directly to Alaska or to the era when he was around with Los Zetas. So definitely. Oh, Matamoros. What's up? Yeah, Ciclones, I mean, you know, you guys, I think Ciclones is still part of Golfo, right? I mean, there's different cliques, you know, and Golfo, as far as I know, Golfo is a cartel in name only because so many of their people are running around being independent and, you know, where have I been? I took a break. I had to change some things. I had to make some adjustments. But now I'm back, and now I'm in the back into the groove of things, and I've got way more info, way more cool videos. Pretty soon my website is going to be up. Yeah, my website where I'm going to give out weekly or maybe daily security reports, and I'm going to include exclusive pictures of drug traffickers and what they do, you know, who they are, certain stories. You'll be able to buy some merch if you want to support. And yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be something different. Chicago, what's up? Yeah, I mean, CJNG, some people say that they're gonna end up like Zetas, and I think that's true because they're, you know, they're causing terror, and at some point, the government has to do something, anything. So, uh, no, yeah, I'm gonna come up with the, I'm gonna release the videos. Like I said, I had to make changes, and I had to, uh, you know, I had to make some things a little different. I had to move a little different. So, but now I'm back, and I'm gonna put up the videos pretty soon, and it's gonna be great. You know, you guys are gonna get some good stuff. Am I strapped? I will say this. I feel safe. At the moment, I feel safe. So, safety is, and security is the number one thing here. So, especially when you deal with certain things that go on. But yeah, I feel safe right now. So I'm good. Uh, CDS is done in the way that um, let me rephrase that. I think CDS will continue, but it won't continue with the same list of characters. Obviously, I mean, I think certain families are gonna break off in the coming weeks or month, or within a month or so. Certain families are gonna break off from Mayo and Chapito, and I think they're gonna pull back. So they're gonna pull back, but I think CDS, as how it operated, or the people that were involved with, back in the 2000s, I mean, that's pretty much over. So do I think OG Shadow's a fraud? No, man. I've gotten a couple of comments from people that have asked me if I have beef with OG Shadow, and that is not true at all. I think OG Shadow does important work, and he gives out unique stories, and he's doing something cool, and I support it, and I subscribe, and I wish nothing but the best for OG Shadow. Who would Carteles Unidos side if war broke out between Los Mayos and Chapitos? Uh, I think they would definitely side with Mayo. I think Carteles Unidos, from what I understand, they gravitate more towards Mayo than Chapitos. I don't know exactly why, but that's what I've heard. So they most likely would go with Mayo. Well, doesn't yeah, I mean, they control. Sinaloa controls most of the border points um, in Sonora. Places like Sonora, Baja California, um, those areas. But again, Sonora is a little complicated because, for example, Nogales is controlled by Mayo's people, and Los Chapitos are trying to take that. So some towns, they're CDS, but then the factions don't agree with each other. They're not at peace. They're at war with each other. So it's the same cartel, but there's war. And CJNG, they're not gonna take any of those crossings anytime soon. No, there's just not. I do know that in Culiacan, if you know who I'm talking about, Lupe Tapia, this dude Lupe Tapia is definitely on Mayo's side. Okay, and this guy, he moves weight. he moves a lot of weight for Sinaloa cartel. And so, it's tough because I feel like Chapitos have the younger generation on their side, but then Mayo has some of these big time players on his side also. So, it's someone like that back in the Mayo. I mean, Mayo is, it will be tough to get rid of him. Yeah, CDN controls Nuevo Leon. I'm just talking. I was talking before about Sinaloa controlling Sonora and Baja California, but in certain areas of Chihuahua. But then the other border crossings are controlled by the Gulf Cartel, by CDN. So it's divided, like just how it's always been, and even from the in the 70s, the Gulf Cartel controlled that. So yeah, man. I mean, what's my thoughts on the riots? Okay, so listen, if you, if as a country, we just want to say, okay, we're not going to deal with this, we're just going to arrest these people, these protesters, and we tell these people we're not going to listen to them or whatever, and we expect all these grievances to just go away and to just disappear. That's not going to happen. I mean, there are a lot of things wrong in the U.S., and it's obvious because there's a large amount of people that are protesting. So either the U.S. gets real, both the government and society, and says we have to fix what is wrong with this society. We have to try to fix the anger and the injustice that is fueling all these protests. And until that happens, these protests and riots, they're gonna keep on going. So, people have to get real. And it's gonna be hard work. It's not gonna be easy, but I mean, it's either you get to the root of the problem or you ignore the problem, and then it just keeps growing. I will say this though about the whole what's going on in the U.S. in the rioting or the protests and everything. If you're not armed, get armed. For self-defense. I'm not saying do something illegal. I'm saying if you can get your license, get your gun, stay strapped. Get your gun, because I said this to people back in 2019, before the pandemic, before the protests, that 2020 was going to be a shit show, mainly because of the election. Now, I had no idea that the pandemic was going to happen and these protests were going to pop off, but I just knew 2020 was going to be crazy as hell. Now, that's what I've been telling everyone. If you don't have a gun yet, get a gun. I'm not advocating anything illegal. I'm just saying if you can get a legal firearm to protect yourself and your family, get it. I have a lot of friends and family that are on the anti-gun frame of thought, but I'm pushing them. I'm pushing them to get a gun, and I don't think. I think there's more people on the left that are open to having a gun now. I mean, they see what's going on in the streets and all this crazy shit, and they're like, "Oh hell no, we gotta get something. We gotta get something for the house. We gotta get a gun that what? Maybe nothing's gonna happen, but just in case." So yeah, definitely, get a gun because you just never know. You just don't know. And 2 years ago, I would not have thought that would be a possibility, but now it is. It's sad, but that's reality. So yeah, man. Yeah, I do speak Spanish, but I figured my English was a little bit more comfortable for me because I could explain in Spanish, but I don't think I would have I could express myself like I can in English. Pero yo sí hablo español a veces no tanto, pero pues ahí vamos, ¿no? I'm gonna post videos soon. Like I said, I had to make changes to how I was operating, and so now I'm back, and pretty soon the videos are gonna start again. Um, yeah, I want to put subtitles in some of the videos for the Spanish speakers, but that's gonna take a bit of time. Although I think some of the videos might get closed captioning on the video player. I'm not sure, but you should try that out. So yeah, guys. Also, if check out my Patreon. The Patreon is up, and so check that out. You want to support? It's it's a way for you to support. So, but yeah, and also check out the merch site. You can get some cool designs. I've got some of my artwork there. Soon I'm gonna have some of the artwork for sale. So that's going on. And the videos, they are coming out. They're coming out soon. I know I've taken a bit of time to get them done, but they are coming out, and it's gonna be good stuff. It's gonna be good info. Uh, so yeah, check that out. Be on the lookout for that. Oh yeah, Eduardo Ranos. Yeah. Eduardo Ranos is one person I'm gonna definitely do a video on. Just because, this guy was. I mean, he had a interesting, pretty violent career. You know. But yeah, definitely. But yeah, man. Also, Eduardo Ranas, if anyone doesn't know, you can actually check him out on Netflix. He made a short appearance on a segment of this drug trafficking episode. where the reporter went to Sinaloa and interviewed sicarios, and Eduardo Ranos makes an appearance as a cell leader, and he gives a short interview. So check that out. I mean, some people already knew that, some people don't. So Metro Tres was, yeah, he was killed by his own people, right? I mean, that's what I heard. I don't know. I'm not. I would have to ask around some people that know more about the Gulf than I do, but I believe Metro Tres was killed by his own people. Uh, Caibiles or Zetas. I mean, if you're asking like who's more deadly, more capable, I mean, I guess Caibiles because they retain more of their military training than the modern Zetas of today. What's the worst cartel video you've seen? I don't know. I mean, I've seen people get lit on fire. I've seen people get their legs cut off with a chainsaw. I mean, whatever horrible torture you can think of, that's what I've seen. And, like a lot of people. But at this point, does it even make sense? Does it even make sense for a cartel to put out a video like that? I mean, they come out every week, but they still do it. How often are you planning on doing live talks on YouTube? I'm gonna do them pretty often now. I plan to do them at least every couple of days. So it's gonna be a lot more often, and you should really check it out. Stay tuned. Thanks for checking that out. Does El Chapo have other sons besides the main three in the business? Yeah, he does. El Chapo had a couple other women, but I think the sons he does have, the other sons, I think they're pretty young. Not babies, but they're young, so they're not in the business yet. Yeah, man. I mean, and I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny, but this guy just said the guy, who got his heart ripped out and some other dude ate it. Like, what if the guy had AIDS? And that's true. I mean, these people, they're sick in the fucking head. How the hell are you gonna eat a raw organ? I don't give a shit how tough you think you are. Like, Jesus. What do you mean? They have 5 to 8 deaths, ODs up north. I mean, you mean in the East Coast of the U.S. or I'm not too sure. AM, why are you being so edgy? uh, I don't really have a schedule for these. Um, I just, whenever I feel like talking or sharing some information, and I just go for it. But I think maybe I will do some videos on a more frequent schedule maybe at 8 or 9, something like that. Uh, do I watch OG Black? No, not really. Well, I think maybe one time I caught a video of his, but not really. No, Rafael Caro Quintero is alive. He's just not showing his face that much. I mean, which is weird because he's done like a couple of interviews back in the day. And so, I don't know, but now he's kind of laying low. What cartel was OG Shadow part of? I heard that he was part of, he was with Miles people, basically. You know? And I don't think I think it's okay to mention that because he himself has said plenty of times that he was part of Anthrax. And Anthrax was a Mile affiliated group. You know? But yeah, man. Jewels. Tefro Records, that's right. Saltiel Beltran, yeah. Another guy that definitely needs a video. Yeah, definitely. Is Enmaro finished? Yeah, Enmaro he's finished. I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna die or get killed, but as an organization, that shit is done. But you know what? Actually, let me take that back. Yeah, it does mean that he will get killed. Because he could get killed in prison. I mean, that's happened before, you know? That happens plenty of times. You think you're safe in prison because you're a boss or used to be a boss? I mean, not really. You know? Top dogs get messed up in prison also. I mean, think about, remember, who was it? El Grande. Sergio, whatever the hell his name was El Grande, that was part of the Los Beltran Leiva. You know? When he got to jail, he got to a jail where it was full of Chapo's people or people that were allied with him or people that had done business with him or just pure fans. And so when El Grande went into the prison, almost immediately he was targeted by the other prisoners because they knew that he was with the Beltran Leivas. And Chapo was, he was Chapo and he was famous. So these people all, they allied with him. I mean, they went against him. So that's, and apparently they used to throw shit at him. They used to, this one guy actually got up close to him through the bars and pulled him in, and he was choking him out. The guard had to run up in there and basically pry the prisoner's arm away from the guy. But yeah, man, it happens. 000, yeah, I watched that show and it's amazing. It's an amazing show. If anyone hasn't watched, you should. It's great. But I mean, yeah. A Grande was, yeah, I know he was 6'5", That's why they called him El Grande, because he was 6'5". But this guy, it didn't matter. He was in handcuffs. He was walking the what do you call it, the corridor, and he was in handcuffs. But he was called over by this prisoner, and the prisoner, as soon as the guy Grande got close to the bar, the prisoner just took off and started. He grabbed him. He threw something over his neck, right, and he got leverage using the bar somehow, and he was choking out at Grande. So it can happen to anyone, you know. And Marro, if he doesn't have that kind of support anymore, or he doesn't have the money to bribe the right people, I mean, you know, he could end up the same way. He could end up dead. You know? But hey, I can't say I feel too sorry for Maru, because he was just as gruesome, almost as gruesome as CJNG. You know? He was up to that shit too. And so it's you reap what you sow. You know, I don't wish anything on anyone, but you do, you know? But yeah, man. But what about you guys though? I want to hear is like, where are you guys from? If this is your first time checking me out, I want to welcome you guys. And if you have any questions, just ask them. And I'll try to answer them, you know, best as I can. There's certain things I know. There's certain things I don't know. But you know, and everyone else can share the info. If you got info, then you know, go for it. Hey, what's up, San Diego, Santa Ana? Yeah, Texas, Denver, Arizona, LA. What's up? Coachella, nice. Oh, Central Valley, huh? Compton, Las Vegas. All right. Michoacan, all right. We got someone from Michoacan. Hey, what's up? That Miguel Angel had a connection in Thailand. I never heard about that, but I mean, why not? You know, the guy was a millionaire and he was powerful, and he could travel wherever he wanted to at his heyday. All right, Central California, what's up, man? Brownsville. Oh shit, Jewels. Brownsville, Texas. Who who used to play in Brownsville all the time? Who was it? Beto Quintanilla, right? Wasn't he like he used to go through that through Brownsville, I think. But all right, Texas. A lot of people from Texas. All right. All right, Maryland. Oh, Florida, Maryland, Florida. All right. Do I know? What do I know about Nacho Coronel? Uh, Nacho Coronel, if he had not died back in 2010, he would be part of CJNG right now. It would be the leadership of CJNG would be El Mencho, El Garra, who else? Eric Valencia and Nacho. And Nacho would probably be the top dog. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, so it never happened. All right, Brooklyn, New York. Cochiloco. Cochiloco was a legend. Legend gunner. He was a legend. You know, he was doing it all. He was trigger man. He moved a lot of coke. You know, he was moving a lot of coke. So he was a straight legend. And Pedro Aviles, if you know about Pedro Aviles, El Cochiloco was his right hand man, his main enforcer. And when Pedro Aviles was killed by a military blockade, Cochiloco was the one who tracked down the military commander, the actual officer in charge of that group, and he killed him. That was gangster. That was. Say what you will, yeah, they're traffickers, they're criminals, but I mean, he kept a promise to Pedro, and he kept it. I mean, he made a promise to him, and he kept it. You know, so I can't hate on that because you don't see that too much every day. Where do they get their monkeys? I don't know. But I do find it incredible how, these narcos, they have a bunch. They're always, for some reason, when you make it big, you get a private zoo as a narco. And a respectable narco has a private zoo. And I can't hate on that. How badass is that to just wake up in your mansion and say, you know what, I'm going to go feed the zebras. These people are living on a whole goddamn different level than, I mean, but anyway, that's a different story. Juanito Pistolas, oh man. So, I made a video too about the same subject about kids and young people that become sicarios in their short lives, and they don't make that much money and they die horribly. I made a video about that, so go check it out. Yeah. Where do I source my information before I put together a video? Okay, so I'm not gonna get too deep into it where I get my info from, but I get good info from 3 sources basically. Number 1 is people that I've come into contact with through different avenues, and they know about this stuff better than I do. They're closer to it, and so I rely on them for that. Another way is court documents. I would go through a lot of court documents, a lot of archives, newspaper archives. And then the third is, I'd rather not say the third one actually. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. The third one, I'm just gonna keep it to myself, but yeah. So yeah, man, that's why it takes a while for these videos to be uploaded. I have to do the research, and I have to talk to certain people about these to check out certain things, because one person is not going to know everything, so I have to ask the people that do. How deeply involved is the U.S. government? If you're talking about drug trafficking, the government, a lot of central governments have been involved in drug trafficking over the last 100 years. You'd be surprised. I do believe that the U.S. has never stopped in the trafficking of drugs since at least the 70s. I'm not saying that the entire government is complicit. That would be stupid to say, but I do think that a certain culture permeates in the CIA, and they're gonna do what they do. And sometimes they're gonna say that it's for national security, but it's BS. A lot of times. So, yeah, I do think the government is involved. I've seen certain things, or I'm not saying seen certain things, but I know of certain things that you just can't say it's a coincidence. But that happens. Am I gonna make a video on female cartel members? Yes, I am. I just have to get the right info, and it will be made. But yeah, guys. Random question: does anyone mess with CBD? One of my family members takes it for their back pain, I believe, for their pain in their legs. It's a rub-on type of ointment, and it's CBD. And I mean, I'm just curious if anyone partakes in that. Is anyone investing in marijuana companies? Supposedly, that's supposed to be a lot more easier to get into in the future, but I feel like it's quickly going to be monopolized by corporations. So, but who knows? You think China's gonna take over Mexico? I mean, I've heard it before, and anything's possible. Anything's possible. But I feel Mexico is always gonna be just. They're always gonna have that independence. Yeah, I know a lot of times they do some bullshit to please the U.S., but they do have an independent streak. I mean, whenever there's a leftist or a socialist organization that wants to have a headquarters or operate from, they go to Mexico, because historically Mexico has always been the place where refugees go to. Well, one of the places. So, and they've always been independent minded, I mean, more or less. China is trying to take its rightful place in their eyes, and in their eyes, the rightful place is the leader, or the only superpower, or the top superpower. But who knows? Do I have a favorite narco corrido? Let me see. Where do I start? I do have a ton of favorite ones. Some classics. El Gallo de Sinaloa. You got who else? Oh, what's that called by Los Tigres? Una bolsa de tiros. I think that's what it's called, but I'm not sure. You got people like Julian Mercado. He's phenomenal. If you haven't heard him, if you haven't listened to his stuff, to give him a chance. I even fuck with some of the newer stuff. Junior H. Junior H. Okay, that guy. The corrido La H. God damn. Yo, he did his thing on that track. Okay? He had that guy, listen to that guy, listen to that track. That shit is fire. It's amazing. The arrangement, it's crazy. Alright? El Fantasma, Mi 45, yeah, another classic. You know, I remember when he first came out, and I'm not saying this to brag, okay? I'm not bragging, but when he first came out, I remember it was like he only had like a couple thousand views on Mi 45, and I just saw it, and I saw it, and I was like, this guy is gonna be huge, okay? And he's gonna be huge. Why? Because one, he can sing. He's pretty decent singer. The corrido Mi 45 was sung in a classic way, you know. But also because he's a güero, you know, he's a güerito, and I know a lot of these broads, they're gonna love that shit. They're gonna be, oh shit. But anyway, yeah, he's talented, right? And Los Tucanes are some of the OGs, you know. Nathaniel Cano, no, I got nothing against Nata, but I mean, you know, Nata. I listened to one of his tracks. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I listened to one of his tracks, but overall, I really haven't heard too much from him. Yeah, Canales is crazy good. Hell yeah. Los Originales, classic ass group. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Grupo Firme, all the Grupo Firme. What the hell was that? What's that track? What's that track that he had? I forgot. I forget. Hold on. But yeah, man, I listen to. I mean, I listen to anything, you know. I listen whatever. If I like it, I'm listening to it. If I think it's badass, then hey, that's what it is. You know, that's what it is. But
Jaiha, las baterías más confiables, ya están en Advance. Desempeño inigualable, con servicio inigualable. Jaiha, ahora en Advance. Con tu carro, ahora en Advance Auto. Con tu carro, ahora en Advance Auto.
Los corridos inéditos
But yeah, you know, I mean, who else? What else are you guys listening to? Let me see. El Rey, El Corrido. Oh yeah, Chelino, or Canelos of Durango. But yeah, man. Herencia de Patrones, yeah. Oh shit, yes. I recently got into Herencia de Patrones. Now, listen. I like, what's her track? Damn it, I forgot what the track is called. But yeah, they make some good shit, you know. Los Incomparables, classic. Oh, Alegres del Barranco, yeah. Alegres del Barranco are my favorite corrido group, norteño group. They're my favorite. I've been listening to them since, I don't know. I've been listening to them since probably 2007, 2008, you know? But yeah, man. Arlie Perez, classic. He made a. I don't think he gets enough recognition sometimes. You know, he was coming out with some. I know that a lot of his stuff was covers. They were covers, but I don't know. He just had a different vibe to him. Like you really believe that shit? Because I mean, I think he was pretty close to that life anyway. So. Oh shit! Yeah, Leonard, Anikat, classic. How can I get a job with Cartel? This and that. I'm the no comment on that. Lalo Mora, yeah. Halcon de la Sierra, damn man, that's yeah. I forgot about him. R.I.P. Yeah, yeah. You're talking about the Arlie Perez where Pancho Arce comes out, and I think they're all hanging out with the guys from Enigma Norteña, right? Or Norteño, whatever they're called, whatever the hell they're called. Yeah, I think that video is like from wait a minute, what the hell's the name of the channel? I forgot, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Ariel, Ariel was, god damn man, R.I.P. to such a talented young dude, you know. I mean, the guy was so talented, but it was really unfair, you know. This guy taken so young, but R.I.P. Um, no, I didn't say Arlie. I mean Arlie. I didn't say all his songs were covers. I said some of his songs were covers, and some of them did become big. But I got nothing for love and respect for Arlie Perez. I listen to his stuff, I fuck with it, and I respect the music, and it's piff, it's pure piff. Oh yeah, Jose Alfredo Jimenez, the master. Fuck yeah, I listen to him all the time. You know, classic, classic singer. He's an icon, and he's a symbol of Mexico. Yeah, man, he's a great. Larry Hernandez, yeah, I used to listen to. I mean, I still listen to him. You know, all these people I still listen to. I remember Larry when he first came out. Uh, I don't know why, but for when he first came out, I thought he was from El Salvador or some shit like that. And I mean, I don't mean to say that. Shout out to El Salvador. Uh, but but yeah, man. Is Larry still doing music? I know he's got that show, but I don't know. And do I think corridos fuel the war more? No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think they do. I think that things are gonna happen whether a corrido gets made or not. You know, but could they add fuel to the fire? I guess maybe. I haven't seen an example of that, but it could be. You never know. The ability to produce fentanyl in labs allows the government to claim larger victory in poppy prevention. Yeah, I agree. So yeah. Do I think who? Chapo Isidro might be the next big narco? Uh, I mean, I think he has. No, no, I don't. I'll give my reasons when I make a video about him. But no, I guess not. Do I think Gerardo Ortiz is bad luck on people he has done corridos for? No, I mean not necessarily. I mean, if you're gonna say that, then you also gotta say that about Los Tigres del Norte and Explosión Norteña and all these other groups that make corridos about drug traffickers, because those drug traffickers end up in jail too. So I don't really think it has anything to do with that. But yeah, also, when someone asks me about how I get my info, one of the ways I got my info, oddly enough, was through a contact in the music business, because I used to work in the music business. I'm not a musician or a producer, but I was in the marketing area. Okay, in the marketing slash design area, and I used to work for one of the big labels, and through that I went to a corrido show one time because I had to do some promo work for well, not promo work, but I had to have a meeting with one of the artists so that we can agree on maybe working in the future. So I go to the show, and I meet the person there, and it was I think the headliners were who was it? Alfredo Olivas and I forget the other guy, but Alfredo Olivas was the headliner, and it wasn't the person I met that became my contact wasn't part of that guy's entourage, but he was in part of some other group that was at the club that night, and so that's how I built that connection. But it was through music, through music industry. Sometimes you meet people that in the corrido world, and some people are legitimate because that's what they're actually making their money from, and other companies might treat it as a money laundering opportunity. But anyway, that's for another video. That's a different video. But yeah. Anyways, what are some of the documentaries that you guys are watching, or that people should watch, that kind of is as authentic as it can be? Because I asked the question because in the last few years, these cartels in Mexico have gone pretty close to documentary crews, and some of them have gotten surprisingly close to the inner workings. I was just wondering about that. And if you want to let me know, then write it down. Oh yeah, The Last Narc. The Last Narc. I've seen it. Well, I haven't seen the entire thing, but I've seen a lot of it. I think 3 episodes. It's a very, very good show. Very a very well put together documentary. So I'm gonna head out, but you guys have a good night, and remember to check out the newer videos. The videos that I'm going to upload, they will be uploaded soon, hopefully. But just be on the lookout. I'm gonna upload some stuff that is gonna be different. It's going to be in a format that is going to not make you go to sleep. There's going to be stuff that hasn't been told before, or maybe you haven't heard before. And also go check out, if you haven't checked out my Instagram, go to Casquillo _ and sign up for that. Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, or any way you want to show support, go for it. I am very grateful to all my viewers. I'm very grateful for everyone that supports the channel. And so, everyone have a great night, and I'll catch you around. Casquillo.